To be honest, it was actually when we're getting all the products, we're trying to figure out the name for our business, and we're just sitting there, we're naming stuff, and I was just like, I feel like we should start out with something like Mr. That.
The Discover Montcalm podcast is brought to you by WGLM 106.3 FM, Be More Media, West Michigan Technology and Design Solutions, and DW Video. Welcome to the Discover Montcalm podcast, where we are going to look at the communities, the businesses, the attractions, and the people that make up Montcalm County. Here is your podcast host, Dwayne Weed.
Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Discover Montcalm podcast. My name's Dwayne. I'm the host and producer, and we've had over 100 episodes, and we just keep going. We keep finding stories in Montcalm County. You can check out all our past episodes on discovermontcalmpodcast.com. Catch the RSS feed, put it into your favorite podcast browser, and you can catch up on everything. You can also catch us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Discover Montcalm Podcast. My guests today are Brayden and Tanner, and they're probably the youngest entrepreneurs that I've had in so far, and I think this is really cool to see young people going into business for themselves, and, you know, who knows where it's going to go from here. So, Tanner, I understand you started the business. You kind of had you're the brainchild behind it. Tell me a little bit about how did you decide that you wanted to do something, and why this industry?
Well, I thought it was a great opportunity just because I could work for myself, and it's very easy to get into with a low cost. And we actually started with $200 at Walmart, and then we expanded from there. So
it starts with something. I was telling my students the other day that my first loan was $2,500. My dad co-signed, but told me straight to my face, I will not pay this back. You know, you can't get the loan without me, which basically meant if I failed, I was paying him back with more interest than what the bank was charging me. So you're from Mr. Soker's Mobile Detailing,
yep.
And you were looking at it because you could get into this for a little bit lower cost. You came up with the idea in August. When did you start actually going out and doing the work?
Well, we actually started with his grandma's van after we went to Walmart and everything, and we started in July, and that's when we really started to do it. So
so that would have been July of this year, 2024?
No, in 2023.
Okay, so in 2023 you did your grandma's van. Because you got to practice, right? You got to feel. There's a lot of nook and crannies in every vehicle.
Yeah, yep.
Yep. And detailing is just that.
Yep.
I grab my vacuum, I'm out, I'm doing things, but I'm not going as deep as what you're going. Mm-hmm. So at what time did you bring Brayden in?
I brought him in from the start. He's been there ever since day one. He was at Walmart with me and everything. We were like, are we sure you want to do this? And we jumped on it, and I don't regret it. So
So Brayden, you can bring the mic over by you. What did you think when Tanner came to you with this idea of he was going to start a business and he wanted you to be part of it?
I thought it was an amazing idea, and just that if we're going to do it, we just got to do it and just don't stop.
You know, that's the entrepreneur spirit. You're going to run into some roadblocks, but you started right from the beginning. How did you go about getting the word out?
We started off with just posting on Facebook and letting family members know, and them telling friends of their friends. You know, word of mouth is really helpful to the detailing business.
Okay. I'm going to bring this back to Tanner for a second. Can you tell me some of the services that you offer? Okay, detailing to me can be kind of big, broad. So somebody calls you up and says, tell me a little bit about the services that you offer. What are they?
So for our basic services, we do interior and exterior detailing. So that includes a full interior and exterior detail, of course. And for our more expandable services, we offer paint corrections, ceramic coatings, and odor removals, stain removals, and stuff like that.
Okay. So are you pretty much automotive?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I say that because, mobile detailing, you could get into a lot of things,
Yep.
I would think. So right now, what's the biggest vehicle that you've done?
I think the biggest vehicle that we have done is probably a van.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're open to anything.
Yep.
You're open to anything.
Yep.
How do people find you right now? You said something about Facebook earlier. How do they find you on the web or on the internet? Are you at Mr. Soakers? Tell me where can we find you?
Good question. Yeah, we're all over Facebook. We post in groups pretty frequently, and I do have a website. I'm doing a bunch of marketing for that.
Okay.
Including like SEO services and stuff like that. We're trying to get it out there more.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So what is the website address?
It is mrsoakersmobiledetail.com.
Okay. And the same thing on Facebook, the same tag?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So you're looking for, Mr. Soakers, mobile detailing. How did you come up with the name?
To be honest, it was actually when we were getting all the products, we're trying to figure out the name for our business, and we're just sitting there, we're naming stuff, and I was just like, I feel like we should start out with something like Mr. that, and we just, I don't know, we just kind of created it.
Okay. Because, Misters, I like it, and I notice here on your shirt you've got, the logo. Did you guys come up with the logo yourself, or did you work with an outside company?
I actually made it myself. Well, it started out as a template, and I made the changes by myself. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're starting a business, you're the chief cook and bottle washer. Yeah. You're doing everything. And my allergies, I'm really emotional about this. My eyes are watering here for those that can't see it. So you've got this business. You're doing good. I think at this past year in 2024, a little over a year now in business. Yep. What have been some of your biggest challenges?
I feel like some of the biggest challenges were learning customer support and how to get them as a returning customer, and probably financial. That's pretty big.
Yep.
We're trying to keep afloat right now, get some more customers in, and so.
Welcome to the world of business.
Yep.
And that's what we're all trying to do. And I would take it that once you do a good job, probably word of mouth is probably some of your best advertising at this point.
Yeah, word of mouth is pretty big for us. We get some good referrals from people saying we do good work, so that's how we know that we're keeping up with it and we're doing good quality.
And you listen to your customers.
Yep.
You listen to them and you adapt, because when you started, you were just basically cleaning. Were you offering all of the ceramic coatings and that at that time, or is that something that kind of grew as you grew?
No, yeah, we actually started doing interiors only, and then because I was kind of nervous to work on exteriors of cars and stuff. So after I kind of broke the ice with that, we started offering more services. So.
Okay. Brayden, I'm going to bring it back to you for a second. What's the funniest thing that's happened to you guys while you're on a job site or working on something?
Honestly, it's when a couple of times we've actually drove off with the customer's keys a couple of times, and we'd be like a couple minutes down the road, and he'll be like, "Oh, I just forgot that we have the keys, so we have to turn back around and give them back to him," and it's just it's funny sometimes.
Well, if we can't laugh at ourselves once in a while, as long as they're not running after you going, bring me my keys. I could picture that being maybe a commercial. Mm-hmm. You could do something funny along that lines. Getting customers, figuring things out, doing the cost analysis and all of that. From your standpoint, you probably split duties. I mean, it's nice to have more than one person working, but what are some of the skills that you bring to the table that maybe Tanner doesn't have?
That's hard to say. I don't know. I feel like I'm a hardworking person. I stay on task. I mean, there's times where we slack a little bit, but I feel like we stay on task majority of the time.
Okay, and As you're building this, what's your personal goal over the next year or two?
I want to get ourselves out there and, become, we don't know what's going to happen in a year or 2 years. I want to, get more people involved and become bigger and better,
Okay. Let's bring the mic back over to Tanner. Let me ask you that same question. What's your vision? What's your next 3 to 5 year plan of where you want to take the company?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. Yeah, so we want to get a shop hopefully soon. Definitely not right now. We're trying to get out there more, obviously, and I'd want to have a shop and a few mobile units as well.
Okay.
And
so kind of a fleet.
Yeah. Yep. Correct.
But
Yep.
you got to start somewhere.
Right.
Got to start somewhere. I'm going to ask. We talked a little bit about the business. Where did you're out of Crystal?
Yep.
And Brayden, you're out of Sheridan area. That's Carson City is where you went to school?
I actually go to Central Montcalm.
Oh, so both of you go to Central Montcalm?
Yep.
Okay, so pretend where the dividing lines are in that, because I know Carson City, Crystal, I made the assumption, and I was wrong,
Yeah.
which is okay. So you're currently in high school.
Yep.
So what grade are you in right now?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. Are both of you seniors? So you started this in your junior year.
Yep.
And what do your friends think about this business that you're in?
I think they're very supportive. We haven't really gotten any negative feedback, so yeah. And I kept it really low profile for a while. Nobody really knew about it, so.
Go out and do the work.
Yep.
Go out and get the work done, and then go from there. So, what are your plans after school? Are you looking at college as being part of this and keeping the business going? Do you even know yet?
I'd actually like to go to MCC for business, and then after that, just see where it takes me. I'd really like to do this and expand, but the reality is right now I might have to get a job and take care of myself before that, and then also work on the business. So
That's actually smart.
yep.
I mean, I tell my students that no matter what field they go into, take at least 1 or 2 business courses. Doesn't matter if they're going to work for themselves or not. Understand the world of work and how business works. How about you, Brayden? Are you looking at college or something after?
Yeah, I was thinking like almost the same thing, at least take a business class, maybe go to MCC for 2 years. And potentially if I could go to maybe a bigger college, I might do that, But, part of me wants to go to college, and then like the other part of me doesn't, like have to like somewhat repeat like all the stuff in school.
Yeah. Well, it depends on where you're going,
Mhm.
and depends on which direction that you wanna go with things. So, as a high school senior, senior year, you guys play any sports? Are you doing that, or is it all work?
I actually played basketball. I started basketball in middle school, my 7th grade year, I'm pretty sure. But I played football as well in middle school, but I injured my arm a couple times, and I just didn't want to get hurt again. So
Yeah.
I stuck with basketball since 7th grade, and it's kind of sad that it's my last year for basketball, but
But it's you're looking into the future. You're looking at taking that next step. So Tanner, I'm going to ask you, in high school, have you done sports? Are you on any extracurricular stuff, or is it right now it's all business?
Well, I'm actually an online student right now,
Okay.
so I do online schooling. I used to play travel basketball in middle school, but that's about it.
Okay.
So,
So, plans here, look at MCC. And the nice thing about like a community college is it's a great place to get started with
Exactly.
stuff. And you can work around the schedule.
yep.
So if you have to take on a job, that's fine. But you can run this job at the same time. There's 2 of you.
Yep.
So one can be working while the other's in college. I mean, you'll all figure that out. Tell me a little bit about growing up in the Sheridan, Crystal area. What was it like for you growing up in this area?
Well, it's a pretty nice experience. I realize it's a lot safer than most places, so that's very good. And there's a lot of respectful people around here. So,
Okay.
yeah, it gets boring at times. We are a small community, but
Right.
yeah, yep.
What do you like best about Montcalm County and why?
I think the opportunity here is great. A lot of people don't see the opportunity that I see. So,
Okay. How about you, Brayden? Do you have, what do you like best about the county and growing up in the Sheridan area?
I just think we have a lot of really nice people out here. I mean, we're not that big of a county, but I mean, there's just a lot of nice people.
Well, you'll realize it's a big county when you live in Howard City and you got to go all the way over to Carson City. This county is pretty big when you compare it to that, but yet it's still small town. It's got a lot of really cool things, and that's what I like about it. So before we sign off here, is there any question that I haven't asked that you would like to address before we sign off?
I don't think I have any questions. I think you asked.
How about you? Let's kind of end it. If there's anything that I haven't asked, please address it. Let's at least as we're signing off, the name of your business again. How can they locate you? What's the phone number? Let's get all the pertinent stuff out there that we need to.
Yeah, yep. Again, my name's Tanner with Mr. Soker's Mobile Detailing. You can contact us at 616-799-8726. And we bring our own water and electric so we can detail anywhere. I mean, if you have your car out in a cornfield, we can go out there and we can do a full detail on it. So
that's an interesting way to, we'll even do your detailing in a cornfield. And
Yeah.
right now, Montcalm County, there's a lot of cornfields right now. You can get lost in some of them. So thank you so much for taking the time to come over here, share your story. I wish you both the best because I think it's great to have young entrepreneurs out there taking on that business, playing it smart, and just taking it as it goes. And I hope that you get that fleet someday.
Yep.
And maybe when you do, look me up. Let's do another story on you.
Yeah, for sure.
As you grow. So, my name's Dwayne. I'm the host and producer of the Discover Montcalm podcast. We got Tanner and we got Brayden here from Mr. Soker's Mobile Detailing, and check them out. Check out their website, check out their Facebook page, find out what they're doing, give them a try, and then give them a great review. On that note, remember to buy and shop locally.
The Discover Montcalm podcast is produced by content creator Dwayne Weed, celebrating 40 years at DW Video and Multimedia LLC at dwvideo.com or call 231-250-9624. Connect and follow the Discover Montcalm podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Check out all our episodes at discovermontcalmpodcast.com. We look forward to featuring your business, community, nonprofit, events, and more. Contact Dwayne at 231-250-9624, 231-250-9624. Thank you for tuning in and following the Discover Montcalm podcast.